All right, excuse the lighting. I'm going to go ahead and do this right here from the car. I just saw the Happytime murders, and, you know, the critics are sabotaging this thing. Some are saying it's too gross. Some are saying it's not doing enough. Some are saying, it's not doing enough to be satirical or whatever. It's like you're just putting out raunchy comedy for the sake of raunchy comedy. And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. But here's the thing. For the most part, yeah, there's raunchy comedy, but I think what they've been doing with this is something that everybody's missed. I think the raunchy comedy is to get people into the seats. And then this movie turns around and starts doing some interesting things. So, the premise, if you don't know, we have a world where puppets and humans exist side by side. We've seen this before in stuff like Greg the Bunny and whatnot. And I'm going to come right at this thing in here. I didn't go into this like everybody else going, oh dear God, what is this? It's like, look, we've seen this before. People keep bringing up Meet the Feebles or the TV series The Fuzz or Greg the Bunny. And yeah, okay, fine, great. Puppets doing weird, silly, gross out humor. Okay, fine, whatever. It's like that's what they want to do, and everybody's like, "Oh God, this again," or whatever. It's like, and how dare they? And it looks terrible. No, the trailers look terrible. I'll give you that. But the movie itself is actually okay. You're not going to laugh out loud constantly through the whole thing because, yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Do you like raunchy humor? Okay, fine, great. Do you like Melissa McCarthy? I'm not a big fan of her, but I thought she was all right in this. Um, So, and you know what? And here's the thing. Maybe it's because I'm already familiar with the kind of stuff that Henson Alternative, which is a subsection of the Jim Henson Company, wants to do, because I've seen them do some of this similar stuff. In fact, I've seen some of these same puppets in here. If you don't know, the Henson Alternative is meant to be the adult branch of the Henson brand, so they can do adult-oriented puppet type stuff. And they tested it out with a touring show um, called either Puppet Up or Stuffed and Unstrung. They used both titles for it. But basically, it was Whose Line Is It Anyway with puppets? And no holds barred within reason. So, it had puppets cursing and all that. If you look on YouTube, you might find somebody who uploaded the TBS special that they did, and it is hilarious. And I was already prepared for that. And I've seen stuff, and I saw one of the live shows when it came to Salt Lake City, and it was fucking hilarious. All right, so that's where I got the groundwork from there. And then I've liked Greg the Bunny, and I'm one of the few people who actually liked the ABC Muppets series, where they were trying something different. And that's really what the Happytime Murders is. It's something different. And depending on what you like, it's different, and it's different the way you don't expect it to be different. Sure, yeah, you've got, the ejaculating silly string bullshit and the gross out humor and puppets doing naughty things and all that. But that, like I said earlier, that's just to get you in the door. That's to get your ass in the seat. And then as you watch and you see what they accomplished in terms of shot construction and all that and everything, and even during the credits, they show you some behind the scenes stuff of how they executed some of the things. And yes, there's always puppets there on camera. They are physically there. The only CGI is to remove the puppeteers from certain shots. So, there are scenes in this movie where you totally buy the world that they're doing. You do. You buy it because the performances by the puppeteers and the humans in it are actually that damn good. Okay? Like I say, you are not going to laugh out loud through the whole movie. You're not. You aren't. Because it's really not that kind of humor. It's the biggest joke in the movie. Look, my sense of humor is a lot drier than most, so, I was actually glad that there wasn't as much gross out humor in this as I thought there was going to be. Oh, sure there is, and sure there's puppets cursing and all that, but after a while, you kind of start buying into it. You just start buying into the world that they've created, and that means that you actually get some really good dramatic scenes out of it. I mean, it's pretty much a very by the numbers 90s neo noir thing. You have this private eye, Phil Phillips, who Bill Beretta portrays, and Bill Beretta, my God, wow, he is amazing. And there's some of the usual other people who have worked with the Muppets in the past and still do, that they bring in and all that. But he plays a private eye named Phil Phillips. His brother was a guy named Officer Larry Shenanigans on this. It's the most of the early reviews and all that seem to make it seem like the Happytime gang was like a kid show. It isn't. It was basically just like a 90s sitcom. It was a 90s sitcom. That's what it was. So that's what it actually was the Happytime gang and all that. Anyway, Phil is an ex-cop because he accidentally shot someone by accident back when he was on the force. And as a result of that, there was outcry and hue and basically saying puppets won't shoot other puppets. And so he was kicked off the force. And there's actually a code named after him which prevents puppets from serving as police officers in the LAPD. So he gets hired to investigate a blackmailing case by a woman named Sandra White, who is also a puppet. And he got one of the letters in the standard, cut out of a magazine kind of way, leads him to a porn shop, which, oh my God, in terms of fucking gross out humor, they went all in on that. You're never going to look at a puppet cow the same way ever again. You're welcome. But so as he's there, he runs into one of the other cast members of the Happytime murders, and right then and there, somebody comes in, starts holding the place up, kills everybody in the joint while Phil's in the back doing research in the files, and oh my God, Jesus. And then it just escalates from there, and somebody keeps bumping off each member of the Happytime gang. And as it goes on, we just kind of see this way that Phil is and his estrangement from his partner, played by Melissa McCarthy. And honestly, the chemistry is there. McCarthy knows how to work with puppets and work with Bill Beretta. So, yeah, this movie is actually, it's not a laugh out loud comedy, but it's a straight up, neo-noir with jokes. It really works. I mean, it's not on the same quality as, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Of course, the comparisons are inevitable. But, yeah. I mean, seriously, if I really don't have a lot bad to say about it. It works fairly well as a noir, even though it's, after a while it becomes fairly obvious, but it's, it's a hard-boiled noir thing, which means that, it's not really important who done it. I mean, it is more important than most, but everything else just kind of gets in there. But in terms of story, the story's basic, but it's there. I wasn't convinced I was going to like Melissa McCarthy through this, but actually you kind of do. And there's more to her than what the trailers are saying. And there's more to this movie than what the trailers are saying, because the big switch that they've done is not getting you in here because, oh, look, puppets doing gross things and cursing and all that. No, it's puppets doing actual dramatic, character-filled scenes. If you follow me. The jokes are there to get you in, and then you're going to watch it and you're going to find yourself getting fucking invested in Phil and Edwards, that's Melissa McCarthy's character, and all these other things. You're going to get invested in this story and these performances. This is really good puppetry. And once you look past the felt and the goofy things, I mean, yeah, it's adult as fuck. It's R-rated. It's silly, but it's also kind of dramatic in a way, and it matches the way this kind of story should be told. It's actually really good. I mean, I'm not saying it's the funniest film ever made, and your mileage is definitely going to vary. Yeah, so it's really supposed to be a straightforward film. It's a comedy, but it's not your typical gross out raunchy comedy. Okay? It is wordplay and subtle performances, and God love them for casting Bill Beretta as Phil, because Bill Beretta is got these kind of world weary, beaten down characters down, and he's great. You know, so would I recommend it? Well, it's not for everybody. Depending on what you want to get out of it, yeah. But if you can go in with an open mind, forget what you've seen in the trailers, know that you're going to see some of the raunchy shock humor. But if you want a really, actually surprisingly well acted performance from various puppets, yeah, go see the Happytime Murders. You know, it's not bad. It's actually really good, and I enjoyed it. I will probably buy this when it comes out on DVD. You know, it's not the worst thing ever. Do not let the trailers fool you, okay? You're not going to get a huge laugh riot, but you will get an entertaining movie experience if you're into that thing and willing to open up your mind. If you're one of the people who didn't like Greg the Bunny, or, you know, or even didn't like the ABC Muppets thing because you didn't think it felt right. Felt right. Pun. No. You didn't think it felt right, you know, then don't see this because it's not for you. It's for people who are willing to give it a chance and know that puppets can do more than just goofy, funny, outlandish shit. It's really, really good. It's well directed. It's well acted. The music is fantastic. Just, yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Make up your own mind. I'm of a mind with a couple of other critics. Make up your own mind and go see it. Critics, I don't think this is one of those movies that the critics don't know what the fuck to do with. That's the thing. They have no frame of reference. They have no idea what to do with this. So they're just kind of, it's not saying anything. It's saying plenty. You're just not listening. All right. So I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah, go see the Happytime Murders if you're looking for a fairly decent neo-noir story. It's really good. And I'm really glad I saw it. So until next time, this has been Cinematic Masochism, the things I do so you people don't have to. But in this case, you really, really should. Bye!